Hello, this is Debbie Miranda. I'm the founder of Radiant Tree Production. Today I want to discuss with you not only fasting, but also touch a little on detoxification. And so I first want to give a disclaimer. If you have any medical challenges, any health challenges, or any medications that you are taking under the guidance of a doctor, please consult with your doctor before you, participate in any fasting and or any changes to your diet. And so let's get into it. I first want to just touch on fasting. There's corporate fasting and there's individual fasting. Some individuals, they fast and pray. This is the typical religious or spiritual type of fasting. You don't just withhold food or drinks or whatever it is you're fasting from. You actually go before God and you pray as well. And so it signifies you sacrificing things that you really desire, certain foods, foods in general. And so we know that foods center around so much of our lifestyle. And so fasting and praying is something that certain churches launch corporately, and believing really for God to do something great in the year ahead. And then you have intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting has become very popular, and so you have several things that go on when you're intermittently fasting. And first of all, it is when you only consume foods or drink in a small amount of space during the day. And so some individuals, they will give themselves a certain time to fast during the day or evening. And so some go all day, and then they will, start eating in the end of the day. And so it really varies depending on personal preferences. When you fast intermittent, several things go on in the body from a cellular level. You get the process of repairing the cells. The cells are actually they are disposing and removing unwanted or unproductive protein, old protein that just settles in the body or in cells and not functioning. And so when you intermittently fast, your body is at rest, but your cells, just like when you sleep, your cells are actually rejuvenating itself. And the same thing goes on at a cellular level when you fast. Your body is repairing, your cells actually are repairing itself. And, it's removing the waste. And actually, your body is adjusting to certain hormones also. And so those hormones, they store fat in the body for the time when you break your fast. And so your body is repairing itself, but also your body is adjusting certain hormones. And so when you eat continuously throughout the day, your body uses a lot of energy to reproduce, to metabolize and reproduce cells, and also metabolize the foods that you consume. So you gotta give your body a certain rest throughout the day. We have breakfast because we're fasting throughout the night. Some people break their fast with cereal, oatmeal. It's really not a good thing to eat anything very heavy when you wake up first thing in the morning. The best thing to consume when you wake up in the morning before you eat anything is water, purified water. And so make it a habit, a lifestyle to consume water before you consume anything else in the morning. You allow your body to break that fast from the night, and you prepare your digestion to really consume and to digest properly by consuming water. And so that is a good thing to do. Also, you have the Daniel fast. And I'm going to read two scriptures actually in reference to Daniel, the Daniel fast, because we see here that he actually was on a 21-day fast, and he didn't consume any meat product. It was mostly vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. And so Daniel 1:12 states, "Please test your servant for 10 days and let them give us vegetables to eat and water to drink." He did that for 10 days. Now, Daniel 10:2-3 says, "In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant food, no meat nor wine came into my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all till 3 whole weeks were fulfilled." And we know that Daniel kept his promise despite what the king tried to give him to eat or what the king said. And Daniel was found praying even when the king had a decree against it, because he believed in his God, but he consumed vegetables. Daniel consumed vegetables. He consumed whole foods. It was a type of partial fast that focused very heavily on vegetables and other whole foods, but he left out animal protein completely. So that is the Daniel fast. And you can do your research. There's certain protocols that individuals go on when they do the Daniel fast. But I want to also touch on cleanses, colon cleanses, because it is not the same as fasting, detoxification, detoxing your body. And really, the ideal time to detoxify the body is in spring or summer. The winter months, when it's really, really your body is trying to consume. Well, it's really trying to conserve its energy, because of the extreme weather. I would not recommend going on a deep detoxification during the winter months. Now, and so really this will prepare you for the springtime, when you can really go into more detailed fasting. But I'm going to just touch on some of the ways the body cleanses itself in a colon cleanse. Now, a colon cleanse, you can do fruits and vegetables. Some individuals, they will just do water, pure water, because when you lack fiber in your body really do not, the colon does not move that waste readily, and so the body needs water. Even if you're consuming enough fiber, you need water to help move that fiber. Fiber is like a broom brushing against the colon. And so when you consume water, you help that process, you expedite the elimination of the fiber instead of getting compacted with the fiber. Also, there are certain herbs that help with the colon cleanse. Senna is one of them, Senna. Senna is found in some of the products of colon cleanses and some of your stool softener, the natural stool softener. Cascara is one of the more harsher ones, but that is also a part of some of the herbs that cleanse the colon. Liver cleanse, I'm going to only get into a few organs that does cleanse, because we have so many, we have quite a few organs that are cleanse organ. Our skin is one of them. Liver, lung, and kidneys, these are the three I'm going to focus on, other than the colon cleanse that I just briefly mentioned. Certain herbs assist the liver and cleansing itself from toxin and builds up. And we know that the liver is really one of the biggest, besides the skin, the biggest, the largest system that detoxify. It comes in contact with so much throughout, that the blood has to circulate other than the kidneys. So the few herbs, and I'm not going to go over the function of these herbs. I am actually going to cover that in a subsequent video. So I actually I invite you to look out for that next video. Milk thistle is one of the herbs that we commonly hear that cleanses the liver. Ginseng is one of them. It's a Chinese herb, and it actually it really helps energize the body as well. Green tea is an antioxidant. It actually protects the body from oxidation. It really helps with liver cleanse, and it helps with cleaning the lungs. And it's just even with to maintain weight, it helps to maintain weight at a reasonable level. Of course, with other dietary management as well. Turmeric is another herb that helps cleanses the liver. And also garlic. Garlic is very, very common, and we can cook them, but we can also eat them raw in in salads, and in so many ways that we can consume garlic. So those are really just a few herbs that help clean the liver. That's milk thistle, ginseng, green tea, turmeric, and garlic. When we get to the lungs, now we also, before I get into certain herbs for the lungs, I want to make a point. It is very, very important that you consume less foods that produce mucus, because mucus builds up in the lungs from foods and certain drinks. Milk is a big mucus producer. And so there is a book out called the Mucusless Diet. I think that's it. Maybe I can in the notes of the video I will put that book. It is a book that really get into very detailed information regarding mucus buildup in the blood, colon, because certain foods assist the body, unfortunately, in producing too much mucus. And so we don't really, mucus in the body is really known to be damaging to the body. It can be. And so the lungs, sometimes there's too much mucus that the lungs have to handle, and it cannot properly cleanse itself, and there is poor air exchange. And these are the days where we need to protect our lungs from viruses and bacteria. But definitely, this is the day there's just, it's a rampant of viruses in the air. Osha root is an excellent herb for the lungs, as well as eucalyptus, lungwort, oregano, plantain leaf, lobelia. That is an excellent herb that is found sometimes in certain lung products for those who have respiratory issues. Peppermint also is an excellent herb that helps detoxify the lungs. And then you got green tea, you got turmeric again, you got garlic. Those also are good for the lungs. They're good for cleansing the lungs. Asparagus root is another one. And honey. Now, when you choose honey, make sure that you're choosing raw, uncooked honey, unprocessed honey, because you don't want all of the enzymes and all of the healing effect of the honey processed out. So choose raw honey. It may cost a few more dollars, but it's worth it. Also, you have a herb called dangquai. It is a Chinese herb, and it's also found in some of the herb supplements that individuals find themselves taking, certain brands that have that in it, that actually helps detoxify the lungs, and it helps rejuvenate the lungs. And some of these actually are anti-inflammatory. They help with reducing inflammation in certain organs. Now, the kidney, when we're speaking of kidney, the kidney is the organ that consumes so much blood, and those, the waste in the blood from the kidneys, it actually excretes, it turns into urine. Urine is excreted through the kidneys, then it goes to the ureter, and then the bladder, and then the urethra, and then we eliminate it. That's waste. Uric acid is part of that urine, but hydration is the key. Your kidneys need hydrated. It need that extra fluid to help that blood flow through the kidneys and help with the filtration. We have fruits like grapes, cranberries. Also, there is a tea, hydrangea tea. It's like the flower, the tea of the flower. And one thing I want to bring out is brown seaweed. Brown seaweed is a protectant of the kidneys for those individuals that are diagnosed with diabetes, where their sugars are very high, and there are certain medications the doctor give to protect the kidneys. Also, brown seaweed is something you may want to research. Of course, it goes back to my disclaimer. Try to find a practitioner, natural health practitioner, or a medical practitioner that knows herbs and that can safely guide you as to whether you can take brown seaweed. And so that is all. I touched on fasting, the corporate fast, the intermittent fast, the Daniel fast, and then I touched on some of the colon cleanses, the colon cleanse, the liver cleanse, the lung cleanse, and the kidney cleanse. And so that's all for now. But there's going to be another video coming out where I actually get into some of these herbs and how they cleanse the different systems that I mentioned. And so until then, thank you for listening. And I just invite you guys to just try to eat properly. Now is not a time to consume junk foods and things that are not healthy for you. It's time to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And so until then, until next time, stay healthy and stay blessed. God bless.